students, how are you? Hope this video will find you healthy and prosperous. This is Samreen Hashmi. The topic which we are going to discuss today is the transport system in living organisms. As we know that the life of living organisms is a result of complex metabolic processes or activities or metabolism. These complex metabolic activities or metabolism is carried out at the cellular level. That are the primary sites where metabolism is occurring. That is why the cell is called as or regarded as the unit of life. In order to carry out this metabolism, different nutrients are required and organisms obtain these nutrients from their environment, and as a result of this metabolism, different waste products or metabolic wastes are produced. So in order to maintain life, the organism has to remove or dispose of these waste products and to obtain these nutrients from the environment. In unicellular organisms and simple multicellular organisms, this is done through diffusion, simple diffusion. But in complex multicellular organisms, diffusion is not enough. It cannot fulfill the need of that specific organism. It's necessary for the organisms to have specialized system to obtain the nutrients from the environment and also to dispose of the waste products in the environment. It is so because diffusion can occur only, or diffusion can fulfill the needs of only unicellular organisms or simple multicellular organisms, because unicellular organisms or simple multicellular organisms, their body cells are always in close contact with the environment, and through diffusion they can dispose of their waste products and they can obtain all the nutrients which are required from the environment. But in complex multicellular organisms, the cells are not in direct contact with the environment, and so that is why complex multicellular bodies require specialized systems to carry out their different life activities. So first of all, we'll talk about the transport system in plants. As we know that the plant body consists of leaves, stem and roots. Roots not only anchor the plant into the soil but are also responsible for the absorption of water and minerals from the soil and to conduct these water and minerals throughout the plant body. Similarly, the photosynthetic organs are leaves. Photosynthesis is carried out mainly in leaves, and from the leaves, the organic food that is prepared as a result of photosynthesis is carried out throughout the plant body. So in order to carry out this transport, the plants possess specific transport system. The vascular plants means the plants which have vascular bundle or vascular tissues that are xylem and phloem in them for this transport. The lower plants or non-vascular plants, the transport is carried out through passive osmosis. In vascular plants, the transport system consists of vascular tissues or vascular bundle that is composed of xylem and phloem. Phloem is responsible for the conduction of food and xylem is responsible for the conduction of water and mineral salts. Tissue is composed of two types of cells that are tracheids and vessel elements, whereas phloem tissue is composed of two types of cells that are sieve tube cells and companion cells. So in order to understand how the water and ions or mineral salts are uptaken by the roots, absorbed by the roots, let me see the structure of root. In this diagram, the intertransfer section of root is shown. First of all, the outermost layer of the root is the epidermis. This epidermis has specialized extensions that we call as root hair. The root hair is responsible for increasing the surface area for the absorption of water and mineral salts. Basically, the function of root is to anchor the plant into the soil. But in addition to this anchorage, the root is also responsible for the absorption of water and minerals from the soil and to conduct these water and mineral salts to the whole body of the plants. So inside the epidermis, there is a broad zone of thin-walled cells. This zone is called as cortex. Inside the cortex, there is also a layer of cells. This layer is called as endodermis. Inside the endodermis, there is a single layer of thin-walled cells that are narrowly arranged. This layer is called as pericycle. And inside the pericycle, this vascular bundle is arranged in the form of rod-shaped core, like this. Now this tissue is xylem, and around the xylem this tissue is phloem. As I have already discussed this, that the phloem is responsible for the conduction of food, but today's topic is the conduction of water and mineral salts or ions. So we'll talk about the xylem, or the pathway through which the water is absorbed through the roots or root hair, and how it travels through all the layers of the roots and how it reaches to the xylem. So first of all, the root hair absorb water and mineral salts This is the way through which the water moves throughout the structure of the root. Water moves from the soil into the root hair through osmosis. As we know that the solute concentration in root hair is high, it means that the solution in the root hair is hypertonic. Hypertonic means that the more concentration of solute. So water enters the root hair through osmosis. Now after entering the root hair, water moves through the epidermis, and from epidermis it enters into the cortex. In addition to water, salts and minerals are also absorbed by the root hair through the process of active transport or diffusion. Now after entering the epidermis, there are two ways of the movement of water and mineral salts through these layers of the cells. The first route is the movement of water and mineral salts through the intercellular spaces between the cells, like this. And the second route is the movement of water and mineral salts through plasmodesmata. And plasmodesmata are specialized openings or pores in the cell walls of adjacent cells through which their cytoplasm is connected. The movement of water is carried out in two ways. The first way is the movement through the intercellular spaces, and the second is through plasmodesmata. So after passing through the cortex, water and mineral salts enter into endodermis, then into pericycle, and then finally into the xylem. Once the water enters into the xylem, then this water is conducted to the xylem of stem and finally into the xylem of leaves. In this way, the water and mineral salts are conducted out the plant body. Plants also form beneficial relations with certain bacteria and fungi, which help them in the absorption of minerals, and water always moves from an area of high water potential to the area of low water potential. If we see the absorption of water here in the root hair, water moves from the area of high water potential. It means that the area of high water potential means that the solution is hypotonic. Water always moves towards the of low water potential, and the low water potential means the solution is hypertonic. So water always moves from hypertonic solution to hypertonic solution. In this way, the water enters from the soil to the root hair, and from the root hair it follows two paths through which it reaches to the xylem. As we know that xylem are responsible for the conduction of water throughout the plant body. So in this way, once water enters into the xylem, then it is carried to the whole body of the plants. Water plays an important role in the life of plants. Its many cellular activities are carried out in the presence of water. Water plays an important and essential role in the life of plants, and xylem are responsible for the conduction of water throughout the plant body. So these were certain points regarding the water and ion uptake. Hope this video will be informative for you. Please like and subscribe the video. Thank you so much.